Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the session on using GoToMeeting platform for online teaching. In this particular session, you all will be learning the basics of using GoToMeeting, how you would be inviting participants to your session, using all the functions of the control panel effectively, and last but not the least, some good practices to be followed while conducting your GoToMeeting. So, are you all ready? So let's start. Happy learning. So what exactly is GoToMeeting? You all might already be aware that, or you all might also have used a few of the platforms like Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts, WebEx. So GoToMeeting is another such platform which basically allows you to connect to your audience using your laptop or your mobile, conduct live sessions with them using this platform. So if I compare GoToMeeting with all the other platforms, you would see that most of the functions are quite similar. So once you start using GoToMeeting, it might be quite simple for you to use all the other platforms. So in this session, we would be focusing on GoToMeeting and yeah, run through the basics. So there are three main um, points or three main persons involved in a GoToMeeting. So the most important is the organizer. So the organizer is the person who actually schedules a particular meeting and then he sends a meeting invite using what he calls is a meeting ID. So he sends out this particular meeting ID to all the participants who are called as attendees, and the attendees can basically use the particular meeting ID to log in to a GoToMeeting session. The next person involved is a presenter. So in majority of the cases, the organizer would be the one who is also the presenter or the host of the particular meeting. However, you all can also have, if it's a big organization, you would have an administrator who would actually be scheduling the meetings, and then you would have another person who might also be an attendee to actually present the particular meeting. So, how do you exactly schedule a meeting in this particular platform? So, this is basically the page where I get once I log in to my GoToMeeting account. So here you can see my personal meeting room, and here you could see an ID. So once I press the button start, I would be able to start my particular meeting. So normally my personal meeting room is your own room where you need not change any of the settings. So you just create it and you can send the particular invite to your attendees. So your meeting ID remains constant and you need not keep on changing it again and again. But just in case you now your all of y'all would be teaching some different subjects for different classes, and you might need to differentiate between your meetings, so you can also press on this particular tab as create a meeting, and you could schedule a time, and each time you would be getting a different meeting ID. So based on your different purposes, you could use a create meeting tab, or you could use your same tab if you have the same meeting going on again and again. So here you could see the first tab, it's rooms. So normally if you are conducting a meeting just for one time, you could press on the create meeting and one time and then create meeting, conduct the particular meeting, and then it's done. However, you if you want to have regular meetings, so you can, even in the create meeting tab, you have a tab of recurring meetings, so you could fix up a time every day and just continue so everyone has the same ID and joins at that particular time. The next particular tab here is history, where you could basically see all your previous meetings which you have conducted. There is also a function of record in GoToMeeting. So normally if you want to record a particular session which you have had with your students, so you can also see the recorded sessions in the history tab. So this is about the organizer's setting of how to basically schedule a particular meeting. So now we move on to the other part, that is the presenter and the attendees, and how exactly to basically use the control panel of GoToMeeting. So here I would just run you through the complete tab of and explain the icons which are involved in your GoToMeeting control panel. The first and the most important is the mute or unmute button. So you would have participants coming in, maybe the class might be 20 students, 30 students, 50 students. GoToMeeting basically allows you to have a session with 250 students or 250 persons in one session. So many times it can get quite noisy if the participants have their mute button on or they are on unmute mode. So usually it's a good practice that when you are conducting a session, you have all the other participants to log in unmute mode, or once they log in, they need to mute themselves. So this is the button where you can click to mute or unmute yourself. And if you want a particular participant to speak during the session, you want to ask questions, you want to have some answers, they can unmute themselves, give in their answer, and mute themselves once again. So this is a very important function to be used while conducting your sessions. The next icon is basically your web camera, or if you are accessing it on your mobile, you can use this as a option where people can see you. So if you really want your students to see you, maybe if it helps in a better connect, it's okay to have your web camera on while you conduct your session. Um, but in the majority of the cases, it would be a recommendation from my side that you keep the web cameras off, and even have your participants to keep their web cameras off. This basically helps in better reception of your session, and there are no lags in the session. So it basically helps in people who have a lesser bandwidth, or the internet connectivity is weak. So even then people are able to view your screen and are also able to listen to the audio very clearly. The next icon on this is the monitor button. So this is basically used by the presenter when he wants to share his particular screen. So he would click on this particular icon, and this also would become green. So once it turns green, you are able to share your screen with the audience, and the audience is also able to view everything what you are presenting. So normally the presenter would have access to this particular icon, and if you are an attendee, unless and until an organizer or another presenter makes you as the presenter, this icon would be inactive. So it gets activated only when you are made a presenter. All the other icons which you see here on this particular screen are the presenter options. So here you have an option where you could have some drawing tools. You want to mark out your slides, so you could use this particular drawing tool. So these are only being able to viewed by the presenter and not the attendees. As I said that you also have a record button. So normally if the recording is in progress, the organizer can even record his meeting so that he could record the session and maybe use that same session with other attendees if he wants to. So that also is an important function which an organizer can use. Now we come to the right part of the control panel. So here the first option is screen sharing. So as I said that a presenter is the one who is sharing his screen. So if he clicks on screen sharing, he is able to view his screen. and he's also able to see how the audience is viewing his screen. So basically, this also helps him to understand what is being presented. So he could maybe it's a very small window which he once he clicks on this drop down menu, he would be able to see what he is presenting. The next is the attendees list. So here, as I said, that you can send out an invite to almost 250 people, but based on how many people you want to invite, you can see their the attendees list here. So once you press the drop down menu, you will be able to see all the names of the people who are attending this particular session. Now here you are seeing 1 of 101, so it means that only one person, that is the organizer, is right now a part of this particular meeting. And as and when people log in with the meeting ID, you will see the number increase. So it becomes 10, 15, 20, and then you know that okay, all the people have joined. So you could check the attendee list from here. The next is the audio option. So here, basically, if you all are presenting with your own laptop or your computer, so you will be using your computer audio to impart those sessions, so that your computer audio would be on. In case you are using a phone, in the sense, if you there is an option in GoToMeeting where in case you only want to hear the audio, there are some toll-free numbers which can be given by the organizer. So I'm going back to the previous page. Here you can see that you can also dial in using your phone. So normally, if an organizer knows that there are people who would be joining and would not be having good internet connectivity, so he can give them an option of dialing or attending the session via their phone. So normally in GoToMeeting, you have quite a few countries mentioned. So the organizer can select the country where he feels most of his attendees are, and he could select a toll-free number. So the toll-free number is automatically appears against each country, and then he could use the access code. So the access code is nothing but your meeting ID. So normally a person who is dialing in from his phone needs to dial in the toll number, then he will be asked for a access code, and he would need to enter his meeting ID followed by a hash symbol, and then he is let in the particular meeting. So that is the other option. If he is using a phone, then this option would be highlighted. So here again, as I said, these are you're using your computer settings, so you will be using your built-in microphone and your built-in output for conducting this particular session. Then we go to the next slide of how exactly an organizer can make a participant as a presenter. So in this particular screenshot, if you see that here my mute button is on, so I am unmuted, I can speak. So here you can see the name Liz Davis. So Liz Davis is the presenter and the organizer of this particular meeting. And if she wants to make someone else as the presenter, she would go to the name of the particular person she wants to make a presenter, like in this case, Sue Miller. She would go to the drop down menu, then she would see a lot of options here, and then she would select make presenter. So this particular option would shift the particular monitor icon from Liz Davis to Sue Miller. So she would get a pop-up on her screen to accept that you are being made a presenter. So she would press accept, and then she becomes a presenter and she is able to share the screen. There are also quite a few other options, just in case, as I said, like you have an admin who is basically scheduling the meeting, so he can basically start the particular meeting, and he can also choose one of the attendees as an organizer. So he can select one of the attendees as an organizer and then click on leave meeting, and he can exit the particular meeting, and the meeting can still go on with the new nominated organizer. Now there is one more thing which an organizer would need, or a presenter would need to consider, is that once he knows that all his attendees have joined the particular meeting, he clicks on the people icon, he checks that all the attendees are a part of the meeting, and then he sees this particular icon at the bottom saying that the meeting is locked or unlocked. So when he sees this icon as unlocked and he knows that all the people are in, he would just slide this particular button to lock the particular meeting. So this is a security feature which GoToMeeting has given, which allows, which basically um, doesn't allow uninvited visitors to join a particular meeting, because as you know that anyone can join a meeting having the meeting ID. So if by chance if anyone gets a hold of the meeting ID and yeah, he just tries to enter this particular meeting. So once the meeting is locked, he would not be able to join. He would be a part of, he would be um, in the waiting room as they call, and only when the organizer wants, he can again click or unlock this particular meeting to allow him in this particular session. So that's again an important feature of GoToMeeting. One of the other features of the control panel is the chat window. So in chat window, you can basically send out a message to everyone. You can select all entire audience, type a message, and start. If you want to give in some instructions via chat, you could do that. The other thing is you can also select specific people whom you want to send in private messages. So you can just click down this drop down menu, select the name and send in a private message. So this also helps if you are having, you want a few students to ask questions, or if you feel that maybe there would be a few students in your batch who are not um, understanding or the session, so you could basically send out a private chat message to them and ask them those questions so they can reply to you in private, and then you have a better understanding of how the session is going on. So this is again an important feature which you all will be using. So that basically wraps up the major part of the control panel and um, the way you need to conduct your particular sessions. So we come to the last slide of this particular session, which wherein I would be covering some of the good practices which you all need to use while conducting your GoToMeeting session. The first and foremost is that you always connect through your earphones if you are accessing it on your mobile, and with headphones if you are using your laptop or your desktop. So this basically allows any of the background noise. This basically dismisses the background noise, and you are able to be heard very clearly by your audience. So please keep it a practice to use your earphones and headphones when you all are using GoToMeeting. The next is use a meeting lock for enhanced privacy. I have already explained that you could um, use the meeting lock to lock as well as unlock your meetings. And um, there is another important use of this particular lock unlock button is that if you are conducting multiple sessions one after the other, suppose you have two sessions, 10 to 11 and 11 to 12, and by chance you have the first session which has unfortunately got extended. So because the meeting ID remains the same, you would have the attendees of the second meeting also joining in the first meeting at their designated time. So if you have the meeting locked, so the people who are joining in the second meeting, they would get a message that you are in the waiting room and the organizer would shortly let you in. So this helps you to avoid any chaos or any mismanagement or disturbances of having uninvited attendees or not the designated attendees for that particular session. So another use of that same icon. The next is that you need to keep a tab on your attendees. So definitely, if you see now you're conducting these sessions with your students, so there might be students who uh, are not paying attention, or there is a lot of noise in the background. So definitely, you need to see where the noise is coming in from. You can always view that in who is talking. So you would find the name. So you need to keep a tab by seeing who is. If you feel that there are any disturbances, because this would unnecessarily create distractions. So you can also dismiss a particular attendee if you feel that they are creating a lot of noise or any nuisance. So an organizer has an option that they can right click or on the drop down menu and dismiss a particular attendee also. So this is just to maintain the decorum of the session. The next on the list is chat mindfully. So many a times it may so happen that by mistake you can send a private message to everyone and vice versa. So keep in mind that yeah, a session is going on, a presenter is presenting, so uh, you need to pay attention to the session and avoid any unnecessarily chats and just be mindful of your chat messages. The next is prep your device. So this is very important. So once you know that you have a presentation scheduled, so then you need to have all your presentation files open so that once you are presenting, you are not having to move in and out of windows to open a document and have all the audience view that particular thing. It also is a time sucker, so it's always better to be prepared before you start your particular meeting. The last but not the least, as I had already explained, that you lean on the mute key. This is very important for avoiding distraction. So an organizer can mute all if he feels that there is a lot of noise. And also, as a good practice, you would want to have all your participants on the mute mode so that you can conduct your session effectively. So thanks everyone. This is all that I had to present on GoToMeeting. And if in case you all have any comments or questions, please feel free to um, put in your comments on this particular video. And I would shortly be coming out with a few more videos for you all. So keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.